We're going to be ready to go here in just a moment with our opening bout. You know, it's really been amazing. I think a lot of the wrestling fans have realized the fact that there have been a lot of matches canceled, as a matter of fact, because of the weather, and this storm really ripped through a big, wide area.
Covered most of the southern and eastern United States. It started, well, as a matter of fact, out of New Mexico. Covered most of Texas, most of Oklahoma, virtually all of Arkansas, most of Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, and moving on up the eastern seaboard. So it's a big winter storm. It's, you know, this is the second or third one of these things we've had, and everybody's hoping for a little break over most of the eastern United States. You know, ironic thing, out west, in places like Oregon and Washington and California, had a very warm winter, and that's part of the problem. When you have very warm weather on the west coast, it's terrible on the east, and that's what we've been stuck in the eastern U.S. this year.
Hey, again, when we reverse it, I think we've had our share
I'm ready.
of this part of the inventory around here for a fact. Okay, well, of course, it has affected some of the wrestlers. If you didn't hear us earlier in there, some of the guys that were originally scheduled to wrestle here today are not here, but here comes right now Eddie Hot Stuff Gilbert. He did, in fact, make it, and I see Jimmy Hart, of course, made it. He has gotten through the snow and whatever, and right now we're ready for the introductions on the opening bout.
It's going to be a match 2 out of 3 falls. 2 out of 3 falls, 30 minutes the overall time limit. Introducing from Memphis, Tennessee at 235 pounds. On the right of your screen, David Haskins. Going against him from Lexington, Tennessee, 216 pounds with his manager, Jimmy Hart. Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert. 2 out of 3 fall match, 30-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Okay, David going in against the former international champion. Yeah, Eddie, I hear you too straight. It's a 2 out of 3 fall because of the conditions and the fact that we don't have everybody here that we had planned on. We are going to go for 2 out of 3 fall matches in some cases. David Haskins has the size advantage on Eddie. He doesn't have the experience, and of course Eddie, with that family background, is an unbelievable wrestler for the limited time he's been in professional wrestling, Dave.
Boy, he sure is. Of course, with his dad, Tommy Gilbert, the wrestling history in the Gilbert family is a rich one indeed. Well, Eddie really kind of toying with Haskins a bit there.
He said he's going to give him a lesson in there free of charge today.
Tell everybody he's from the Jerry Lawler School of Wrestling.
Funny, Jimmy. Unfortunately, the snow didn't keep Jimmy Hart out of the studio today.
No, it didn't slow him down a bit. Haskins has not been wrestling all that long, but as you mentioned, he has the size advantage. Boy, he just got to kneel with a second right hand there and knocked him off his feet as Eddie Gilbert is working on him. Haskins has looked good in several matches that we have had here on Championship Wrestling. The opportunity today to go against Gilbert. Right now, not doing too well.
No, that front face lock Gilbert has in there. Takes a shot to the midsection. David kind of getting with it now. A lot of times when you're going against somebody that has the reputation Gilbert does, there's a little, I guess you'd call it stage fright in there because you choke up and you don't get off and running. But Haskins trying to fight his way back in there, and Gilbert stops him cold. Dropped down with that knee right smack in the chest. He drilled him with that knee in there. Now Gilbert saying, come on, get up, get up. Shot to the midsection. Haskins swinging back, and Gilbert goes right for the eyes. The referee on top of it.
Haskins fired across the ring, and whoa, Eddie Gilbert had a running start, and he nailed him with the upper arm. Haskins hits the mat. Eddie hit the mat, too. He's taking his time getting up, and Haskins has to take his time getting up. Boy, Gilbert really nailed him coming off those ropes there.
Referee got to the 2 count, and Gilbert snapped him back with that rope after having his, look at Hart. The epitome of cockiness, Jimmy Hart with his feet up on the side there, throws Haskins into the ropes and out on the floor. Yeah, you wish.
Haskins down on the floor.
Eddie Gilbert saying, there's Jerry Lawler. David back to the ring apron, and he is in the ring. Ooh.
Back on the turnbuckles, Eddie Gilbert. Oh, haymaker swing. Boy, he just took a wind-up and unloaded on David Haskins.
Grinding David's head right down into the mat. And the referee telling him to let go of the hair. Why didn't he try following the rules sometimes?
What we're trying to do, baby, as you can see, the mat cover is very, very dirty, so we're using this guy as a vacuum cleaner. You see what I mean?
Funny, funny.
This is the biggest joke of my life.
Hey, man, what a rep this is, man. You say this guy played football for who?
All right, Jimmy, let's
Say
not...
all right, Jimmy, for who, Lance?
Never mind, forget
Oh,
it.
you don't want to say Memphis State, do you?
All right. Yeah, he's doing what Eddie Gilbert was doing. Haskins in. Eddie jumps out of the way and slams into the ring post in the turnbuckle over there.
Haskins body slammed. Eddie Gilbert climbing a rope. Smash with the right hand off the middle rope. That's it. Well, it was 4 minutes, 5 seconds, and it was all Eddie Gilbert. Haskins with visions of victory here over Eddie. Did not get it, at least not in the first fall, but it is a 2 out of 3 fall match.
Yeah, this is a little different, and it puts an entirely different atmosphere on it, the fact that it is a 2 out of 3 fall. Eddie turned him. It looked like for a moment that he was going to be able to get back up on top of Eddie. But the situation, he missed, and you can't afford to miss when he drove into that corner. And then, of course, Eddie came right up there off the turnbuckles, and he drove down hard with him as Hart already has the victory sign up in the air. There's Gilbert flying down and smashes David Haskins. He got him into a 1-2-3 situation, and the victory in the first fall of action will go to Eddie Gilbert. We have more of it. We'll be back. Speaking of Gilbert, he mentioned Lawler. We've got some interesting tape coming up with Eddie Gilbert and Lawler in just a moment. Okay, we mentioned to you a moment ago we wanted to show a match that had Eddie Gilbert and Jerry Lawler in a Southern heavyweight title match. Now, in this bout, it was a Texas death match, and before you guys start spouting off, I want to show everybody exactly. Just take a look. Okay. Yeah, take a look. Let's take a look and see exactly what happened in this bout. This is at the end of it. Crowd counting along. Is he going to get it? He's on his feet. Gilbert on his feet, went to his tights, nailed Lawler. Kind of 1, 2, Lawler's down. I think he got him. We're half through. Hart, with the referee inspecting Gilbert, got Lawler from behind. Lawler jumps and dumps. He's down. The referee starting the count. Lawler's not going to make it. Gilbert is the winner. Sixth fall, Eddie Gilbert with the aid of Jimmy Hart in this Texas death match. Here comes the Macho Man, Eddie Gilbert, with the Southern heavyweight belt. Lawler convulsing under the ring. Let's see, he got the belt back. Macho Man. With that belt, the referee grabbed the belt back from Gilbert. Gilbert grabbed it again and ran off with it.
Right there.
You had him
Where's Eddie Marlin? He's not here to even congratulate us, Eddie. He's not even here.
He couldn't make it down today. He couldn't make it down. I don't know how you can be proud of that. You ended up in there. Everybody saw you grab Lawler and put that ether to him.
No. Let me tell you this, baby. You know what happened? He busted Lawler's nose. The blood was running profusely, so I pulled out my handkerchief and I put it around his nose to get the blood off his nose. That's exactly...
Jimmy! You come up with the most outrageous lies, and there's nothing, and you're talking about busting his nose. You did it with a pair of brass knucks in there.
See, Lance, the thing that bothers you, that bothers Eddie Marlin, that bothers Randy Savage, Paul Morton, and these stupid people in Memphis, Tennessee, is the fact the truth hurts. The truth is Eddie Gilbert is the greatest wrestler in this area today. The truth is I beat Jerry Lawler. The truth is I came on TV and I said I would dethrone Jerry the King Lawler, and I did. I backed it up. So what happens in the Texas death match? There's no rules. Anything goes. I got out here and I explained it. I explained it, Lance. No rules. None whatsoever. Jerry Lawler stood right where I'm standing and said, look, Gilbert, bring your arsenal down there because I may bring fire. Right. I may bring brass knucks. Right. I may pull a chain out. I may resort to being the old king. Right. So what happened? Eddie Gilbert resorted to being the new king, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, with Jimmy Hart in there jumping up on
baby,
the ring.
The rules say, Lance, what do they say? No time limit, no disqualification. Anything goes. It goes until one man cannot answer the bell at that 10 count. Jerry Lawler couldn't get his big rear end up off that mat with a count of 10.
And you guys take the chicken way while Lawler is out in the country over in Japan.
Oh, big deal.
With Jimmy Valiant, you get a hold of Stanley Blackburn.
I don't believe he is in Japan, baby. I don't believe it. Let me tell you something right now, man. We call the AWA, am I right or wrong? And what did they say? The new champion was hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. And that's exactly what they said. You know what they said? Y'all are a bunch of country hicks down there, Eddie Marlin and them.
People like you and people like old Grandpa Paul Morton have been trying to protect the king, been trying to keep the crown on his head for all these years. So they tried to think Eddie Marlin went and panicked, said, oh, let's reverse the decision. No, we can't do that. Let's hold the belt up.
Right, baby.
Then Stanley Blackburn, we gave him a call. And he said, what are these redneck hicks down there in Tennessee? Eddie Gilbert is the new Southern Heavyweight Champion. That's the fact, Jack. I've got
You're
the
the
belt.
Southern Heavyweight Champion. Okay, you got the belt. You also used it to hit the Macho Man. He won't be forgetting that either.
Oh, but let me tell you something. You know what's so important about this? Lawler got on here, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he said, baby, if I don't get a world championship shot, when? In 1985, I will retire. Well, baby, how are you going to get that shot when Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert is the new Southern Heavyweight Champion, baby?
Yeah. And Lawler is out of the country. All right, you got another fall in there. Dave, let's get ready for the second fall.
All right, the Southern Heavyweight Championship belt deposited here at the table for safekeeping.
This will be the second straight fall. This match I can go home.
Well, you
Southern
won.
Heavyweight Champion.
You won the first fall, no doubt about it, as David Haskins steps back in. Haskins down 1 fall to none in a 2 out of 3 fall match. Referee Jerry Calhoun calls for the bell, and we are underway. Gilbert goes right after Haskins.
Boy,
start now where he left off.
Picking up just exactly where he left off, Dave. And I'll tell you.
Ooh.
The only thing worse than Hart is when Hart is right, and they did get the Southern belt back, and that's just,
They have the belt, no doubt about it. This is a non-title match, but nonetheless, boy, can you imagine if David Haskins could get a win here and take these last 2 falls?
You better pay attention to what's happening in the ring in there. Smart Alec 1-1, and then he...
He got it! Hart, confident this man had the victory. Gilbert overconfident, and they lose the fall.
What did he quick down? He got you in a sunset flip, and that's all there was to it. You got beat because you were playing to the camera. That's all.
This couldn't be me the best thing in his life. Just because I was showing all the girls what a pretty man I am, he takes advantage of it. I see what I'll do. Teach this fucking lesson, Jimmy.
That's 1 fall. 1 fall apiece.
Start the ball now.
Jimmy, will you quit diddling with that? Get away from that bell. No. That is not the start of the third fall.
I started the match, Eddie. It started, baby.
Oh, look out.
Jerry Calhoun,
Rammed him into the door over there.
He just gave us a quick count, baby. I'm telling you.
Come on, Jerry. Break. Oh, boy, I'll tell you what. Runs over there and jumps Haskins as he's getting in there. Okay, all right. Third fall underway out there. David Haskins. Boy, Gilbert went up, and I mean to tell you, he slammed him with that knee upside the face right there.
He is the Southern heavyweight champion. Nobody claps the full on us.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, he lost one fall. I don't care what you say about it. It's even one apiece right now. We're in the third fall. Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to stop some of the actions of Gilbert, just slamming him with that fist in there. And David Haskins, he jumped him down at the side of the ring when we were supposed to be in a rest period, or rather getting ready for a rest period in between the second and third falls. One fall apiece. Haskins won the second while Gilbert was showing off. Referee making him break it up. He wheels Haskins on a whip across the ring. Power slam.
Boy, he drove him right down to the mad count of 2, and he picks him up at the 2 count. Well, you know, he doesn't learn his lesson. I mean, he got pinned for not taking care of business in the second fall, and then Gilbert comes back. He probably could have gotten the third count there, but he didn't do it. He picked him up at the count of 2.
Referee's telling him in there that he's jumping while he's pulling the head down. He's slamming that knee up there. He's grabbing him by the hair and slamming him right into the knee. Gilbert again, same thing. He kind of kangarooed him as he jumps up in the air with that knee, grabs the hair and slams his head right into that knee. Eddie Gilbert pulling that hot shot on him. He drove him down into the ring. David Haskins counted out 1, 2, 3 in the third fall. So Gilbert is going to be the winner in there. All right, Eddie.
Let's go, baby.
He won the match, Jimmy. Get him out of here.
He's won it.
Come on, Eddie.
Hey, Puck, I apologize for playing the champion. I apologize to these people. I apologize. Come on.
Come on, Eddie. Now get out of here. Will you break it up? Haskins slammed into the ring post in there. Gilbert running him around. I thought he's going to hit him into that other ring post. What in the Sam Hill is he doing? Throws him over one of the benches out in the crowd. Hart!
Forcing the doors open here.
Boy, are you believing this? Gilbert takes Haskins out in the snow. Good night, I'm telling you. It's got to be about 15 degrees out there. You are awful. Referee Jerry Calhoun. Out there with him is Gilbert. Took David Haskins right out into the snow. Hart coming back in and shutting the door. That's it. I got to tell you, Dave, before that kid freezes out there, I want to go get him.
Yeah, look at the door open there or something. Hart closes the door behind him. Here.
That's what's going to happen from now on. We're going to freeze everybody out. We're going to throw them out in the cold, Russell.
We heard a rumor David Haskins likes to make snowmen.
That's enough.
Yeah, all right. Let's see if we can get